Why did you make me do this? Think, Mark!
My equilibrium!
Transformers! Optimus gets taller! And other stuff. Right out of the box, which we'll talk about in a hot second, Optimus will be in his truck form, and his trailer will be in what I like to call box mode. But anyway, box! Look at this thing. Bright, colorful, pictures, the whole 9 yards. It's quite friggin' lovely. One of my favorites so far. And save for Optimus being in his truck mode and the trailer being in the box mode, you're gonna get this thingy over here and his blaster. This is unnecessary, but I figure I might as well cover it anyway. Shokugan Movie King HG Finger Puppets. Let's transform this trailer right quick. There we go. Now that's feeling more like the Armada trailer. Nice and bulky. It can actually stand now. Shokugan Movie King HG Finger Puppets. And now with the trailer fully, properly, and accurately transformed into how it should be, Optimus can roll with it and everything. And, you know, it can follow him through the dark, no matter what direction you want it to take. It's quite nice. I really do like it like this. And now, yeah, I had to do this. I'm going there. I'm petty like that. The original version of this figure was a big, hulking piece of plastic, and while it does feature more paint, and it does feature some colorations that I actually do enjoy over this, I do feel there really is no competition between the two. While the original trailer can stand without those little kickstands or anything, this one just feels a hell of a lot more solid, and a lot of that is attributed to the fact that there aren't little friggin' motors and these pieces of plastic aren't pegged in on 2 friggin' pegs like this one is. Not that the motors work anymore. Don't expect that to work for the review when it eventually happens. But they both essentially have the same silhouette. I do very much prefer the white behind the Autobot symbol over here. I do wish that's something I carried over, but for the most part, night and day. Absolutely. And while the original version of Prime is much bigger than the newer version, at least the newer version doesn't have fists hanging out of his butt. I mean, yeah, they're visible, but the profile is nice and sleek. It's like a Hershey's candy bar in the form of a friggin' truck. And yeah, I really don't have much else to say in this regard. So let's compare new Prime to Flexi Prime, I believe his nickname is. Much bigger than the original version over here. About the same amount of paint, I think. I mean, they both have so many differing pieces to them that, yeah. I think I actually do prefer the fully painted windshield as opposed to the clear plastic. Everything that's featured on here is just a bigger, better version of this. Because for once, this is one of those Armada figures where the articulation and the posability was actually above the standard back in the day. There's a reason why this guy's known as Flexible Optimus Prime, or Fleximus Prime, or whatever it says on TF Wiki. There we go. He can free roll without the trailer. He can free roll with the trailer. Hell yes. And as I showed before, he can turn, the trailer can turn, he'll turn, whatever have you. The trailer will follow. It's really nice. Vehicle mode, including the transformation for the trailer. Solid stars all around. I mean, I really didn't talk about paint and detail, did I? Since we're going to be doing quite a lot of flybys on this figure as it goes into different robot modes and modes overall and such, I'm not going to be too detailed with paint and detail, but I will say whatever's painted is painted up decently. Little glibs and globs here and there. The ratio between molded in a different colored plastic and being painted a different color is actually quite nice. Nothing sticks out to an abhorrent degree, and it's nice that the colors actually match. And detailing alone, I think, is totally worth a solid star. Sure, some stuff, it's obvious. I still do think the truck over here at least hides the robot mode pretty well. Yes, I know. And the trailer is equally as detailed and looking lovely, and it holds together really well. And yeah, I'm kind of talking myself into circles here. Solid star, paint, detail. Now, let's transform Optimus Prime, please. Oh my god, here we go. Optimus in his robot form. He looks fantastic. Shokugan, movie, King, HG, finger puppets. And this time we've actually got some related figures to that of Armada Universe Optimus Prime. This sold me so quickly. It's so good. Let's just get going. Wicked smooth transformation. Very easy to remember, enjoyable and fun. A solid star, and this robot mode is friggin' amazing, dude. A football player, a Chad, and a Short King all walk into a Barmada. Jesus. Chunkamus Prime and Flexibility Prime over here, they both look great in their own regards, but this figure is a beautiful combination of the two. He's bulky, and he's very articulated. He's got a great weight to him, and he's not a floppy mess like this guy can be sometimes. And it's kind of mind-boggling to see the New Age Armada Prime paired up with these two over here, which at my point in time in my childhood were my definitive Optimus Prime figures. So I just needed to include this really quick. I won't do it again until the Superform transformation, but just look at this, man. I love a sight like this. I can't help it. Paint and detail wise, not too much paint is going to be going on with Optimus. Again, a lot of it is just different plastics molded in different colors. But where there is paint present, it's quite neat, quite lovely, and I think rather accurate to the anime or cartoon or whatever it's officially known as. Fantastic detailing. Love the fact that this blue is nice and bright and not dark and almost navy-ish. And even though the man with the golden fist for calves is just that, everything else present on the figure is simply sublime. I really don't have any complaints whatsoever except for his cockpit over here not being able to stay in one solid piece. Yeah, Cockpitimus Prime over here has got more of a crack in his crotchal region than Haya KSI Kong has in his ass. So before I move on to gimmicks, oh yeah, solid star in terms of paint and detail, let's go over articulation. All joints at the head, full rotation, up and down, up and down, up and down. Full swivular servo at the shoulder blades over here. The arms can also move up and out about that far. Biceptual swivel, double bend at the elbow over here. That's just friggin' nice. We will get a swivel at the wrist over here. It's much easier if you have fingernails. Gee, there we go. Nothing at the waist, although pop up that titty plate. Eventual superform shoulders can be used as an ab crunch. I don't know if that was in the instructions or not, but this kind of just came to me mid-process, so yeah. Hinge at the side skirts over here. Hinge at the butt flap. Legs can kick with a nice ratchet about that high up and that far back, leading of course to a rather nice split. We will get a lovely knee bend right here. Swivular servo at the thigh. And we're going to get a crazy friggin' pivot. Like, he's walking on the sides of his feet right there. As well as a bit of a toe bend. It's more so for the transformations and everything, but it is possible. And with such great articulation comes great posability. And despite Optimus not coming with any, his wrist-mounted blasters are indeed Bloosh compatible. One of the only reasons I got that hotshot, save for, you know, needing it. And one of the coolest parts about having Blooshes now is that you can pretty much put Blooshes wherever you can find a hole on the figure. Please, Space Jumpimus Prime. Solid friggin' star in terms of articulation and posability. The figure does everything that I was so bummed that the super version couldn't, and it about does the same-ish as Flexible Prime does. I think Flexible Prime actually has a waist swivel, but he doesn't have a super form transformation. But anyway, now we gotta transform the trailer into the thing. Yeah. So, I'll be real, I'm not exactly sure what this is supposed to be. I mean, I guess, off the top of my head, it's a battle base or something to just follow Optimus into battle, or I don't know, I usually just put him on top of the thing so it looks nice and cool, but anyway. Bloosh compatible, yes, but Shokugan, movie, king, HG, finger puppets. Yeah, I really don't think this base mode was entirely necessary, but it is a fun in-between mode for the trailer and the Superform legs, which is what I think they were doing by and large from the beginning. Maybe add a couple of Blooshes, and that's all there really is to do here. Save for this gun over here being able to rotate all the way around. Same for the blaster as well until it hits that nub. Very basic stuff. Again, an obvious in-betweener for the Superform legs in the trailer, but I'm not one to diss out on alternate mode inclusion, so if I didn't rate it already, transformation, solid star, nice and easy, memorable as heck, and I guess its mere existence could also get a solid star. I don't think it was necessary, but it is kind of cool, especially in comparison to what the original version's base mode looked like. I mean, it's not bad, but it's a thing. It's a thing. Yeah. Now, before we get into the super mode, I have to cover some of Prime's gimmicks because he's got a few gimmicks to him, which is cool. So one of the gimmicks that carried over from the deluxe version of the figure, or whatever it was called back in the day, Football Player Prime, is indeed an opening chest cavity to reveal the Matrix of Leadership. Except this time, you can actually take the Matrix of Leadership out. And it's got a nice translucent bit at the center, would have preferred blue, but you know what? It's got some nice detailing on there. Yeah, this is very much just, look what we did. It's a matrix. It's a little crooked. Looks like the eye on Yugi's Millennium Puzzle. Another gimmick that Primey Boy has over here is his gun. You can put it in his hand. Yeah, that's a gimmick. But a more gimmicky gimmick for that there gun is that you can take his wrist-mounted blasters over here and apply them to the very tip of the gun over here. And now we have the Overcompensation Blaster. Nice. The final gimmick, though, will be on Optimus's backside, where you will spot the Autobot symbol, which is indeed removable, and since I don't have friggin' fingernails, this is gonna be a pain in the ass to do. So this is on a little peg in a peg socket, so sometimes just turning it will give you... Yeah, that's not working. Son of a bitch. Who am I kidding? That's a pain in the butt to do whether you have fingernails or not. I don't know how Emgo made it look so easy. And basically, you can take this little Autobot badge, you can put it on his arm over here, or on his opposite arm, or wherever you can find a hole on the figure. And then you can take Optimus's blaster, and he will have blaster storage on his back, which, just like the alternate mode for the trailer, I don't think it's needed, but I'm glad they had the think process to include it. Just in this case, though, just put it in his friggin' hand. It looks cooler and it's better that way. Although I will say the addition of that Autobot badge on his shoulder over there does kind of make base Prime look pretty damn cool. So, thank you for the Venom and the gimmicks there, Hasbro. A solid star in terms of that. Now, let's get to the final point of this here review. The super form. And at least we know this one won't burst into flames. Oh geez, that no. Sweet Jesus, Mary Elizabeth Winstead and Franklin the Turtle. This thing is amazing. I genuinely can't believe it exists. Shokugan movie, King, HG, finger puppets. Optimus is massive in comparison to other Optimus figures that I have and other Armada and Beast Wars figures that I have. But, dude, I mean, look at this. Is this even a fair enough comparison? I genuinely don't think so, but we'll get into that a bit later. Alright, so before I start, there are two things I forgot to do in the transformation, so I'm just going to do them on screen right now. Push in belly button, angle this baby down, and yeah, just look at this thing. This thing is magnificence incarnate. Modern day Hasbro tooling with Optimus Prime from Transformers Armada. This was immediate. And just look at new Prime compared to old Armada Prime super form. Yeah, this is the coughing baby versus a hydrogen bomb meme in Transformium format. There really is no competition between the two. Sure, this guy is taller, but the aesthetic, the colors, the articulation and posability that this guy showcases. The original version is a relic of its time and nothing more. Paint and detail-wise, Super Prime is super fantastic. Grays, blues, golds, silvers, reds, blues, golds, silvers, grays. It's perfect. It's perfect. No one color feels like it's too present on the figure. And the details that carry over from both Optimus and his trailer, both are just so fantastic. So much of the trailer was turned inside out, and now you can see all those inner working details that just weren't out in the naked eye sight thing. And sure, it does look like Prime's, got a gun up his ass. But the absolute fit, the aesthetic, the super Primian vibes. This figure just accomplishes it. It nails it. It is everything. I was always a sucker for the Super Prime head. The gold mouth plate, the gold piping for his Optimus headdress going on here. It's all just so lovely, and it actually feels like this was a labor of love, like a project from Hasbro. They delivered. Paint and detail, another 2 solid stars. Now, articulation. Ball joint at the head can rotate all the way around. Up and down, up and down, up and down. Arms can move all the way up at the shoulders over here. You'd never need to do that, but it's cool that you can. Arms can move out over here as well. Nice and far out. Right back in. Prime just shrank. Thigh swivel is now a bicep swivel. Hurrah. Bend at the elbow over here. Swivel at these big golden fists, as well as a hinge joint at the palms so you can open up Prime's hands. Nice. Side skirts can move out and back in. Same with the front skirt over here, which will actually have some swivelability over here to balance out when you got the legs in a certain position. Butt skirt slash butt gun over here can move out and in. Torso swivel all the way around. Legs can move nice out and split worthy. They can kick forward with a nice ratchet. Get that butt skirt up. They can even go back, not too far, but far enough. A whimsical bend at the knee with more lovely ratcheting, and a swivel at the thigh. Toe bend up, which is more for the transformation than anything else, but hey, it is possible. Obviously no toe bend down, and an amazing pivot. Look at that. That's ridiculous. As I said before, with great articulation comes great posability. God, I love this. And Mother Magnolia can Optimus Prime get deep down low. This is a terrible running pose, but look, he can even balance himself on just one foot. He is running from his issues. And of course, Super Prime over here is bloosh compatible, both in areas where there might not need to be a bloosh, and areas where there totally should be a bloosh. Just look at that. Oh my god, I love it. Fury Road Optimus. If it wasn't clear by now, I love this thing. And while I have been considering getting one of those third-party Armada Prime figures, after getting this thing in, I really don't see the need to. Hasbro cooked. And now, if only they could cook with an Armada series sideways. But knowing my luck, that'll happen the day that I am confirmed dead. Thank you, Uke. But anyway, social media, Patreon, $1 a month, access to everything. When next we meet, we'll be closing out the Jaxathon with the 20cm Godzilla figure and the Godzilla, I guess it was called a battle mask or something. See you all next time. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.